Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم With the grace of Allah, during the past 3 days, MTA International has been able to once again hold its annual international conference. During this conference, you will all have shared information and learned about different departments within MTA, as has been mentioned in the report. Indeed, it is not just the foreign delegates who will have gained knowledge, but also the central teams will have learned about the issues that you face in your respective countries. Each country has its own individual problems and difficulties, and it is much easier to communicate these problems to the central MTA departments in person. And so, I'm sure that the foreign delegates will have informed about the problems that they face, and having listened to you, the Markazi teams will hopefully have been able to provide you with some solutions or remedies. Of course, some problems cannot be instantly solved. So, for such more complex issues, they will, inshallah, provide solutions in the near future. However, the attendance of the foreign delegates is very important and a means for the central teams to learn and improve. In the same way, the foreign delegates will have learned how the Markaz wants them to work and function. Through this mutual interaction, your work and standards will inshallah come to improve, and certainly this was the main purpose of holding this conference. Anyway, during these 3 days, all of you will have learned a lot, both in practical and technical terms. Due to the mutual interaction and the exchanging of views with one another. In particular, programming and production are two departments with which all national MTA studios need to forge close links and have a strong relationship with. Regarding programming, I have instructed the director programs about how MTA programs should be made and about what type of programs should be produced. I hope and expect that he will have passed on the relevant instructions and given you proper guidances about what type of programs you ought to be producing. In the same way, I have given a lot of guidance to the production department. And so, there too, the relevant instructions should have been communicated to the foreign MTA studios. Remember, any program you produce should be of the highest standards and should be those that fulfill the needs of the time. If we assess what has been produced so far, it can be said that some very good interactive programs have been made in the English and Urdu languages, which are proving of great benefit to many people. Similarly, MTA Al Arabiya is also working on the same lines. For example, there are some live question and answer programs that have been broadcast through which various questions and allegations have been comprehensively answered. Inshallah, such programs will also soon be starting in the German language. This is important because in Germany, whilst there are certain elements that are against Islam, there are also those who are interested in religion and who are willing to listen. Therefore, it is our duty to convey the message to them. And we cannot afford to fail in this task. And so, when such programs are ready, MTA and the Tabligh department should work together to promote those programs so that they reach the maximum possible audience. If this is planned properly, then a great deal of tabligh can be done in this way. I should say that MTA Al Arabiya has done a lot of work in this respect. And so, with the grace of Allah, our Jamaat has been introduced to a vast audience in the Arab world. Hence, as a result, quite a number of baths are coming from the Arab world. In the same way, you must all make a concerted and consistent effort to make sure that we utilize all of our capabilities and means to spread the message of Ahmadiyyat far and wide. You must work with perseverance, dedication, and wisdom in an effort to achieve these far-reaching and imperative objectives. As I said earlier, the standards of our programs should be of the highest order. And so in terms of production, MTA should continually seek to improve. Those Jamaats that have the resources available should invest in good quality cameras and equipment. Here in the center, a new system of transmission is being established And so the better the production quality, the better the final result that will be broadcast. We should keep in mind that on the one hand, we create programs that are a means of tarbiyat for all people, whether young or old, man or woman, adult or child. On the other hand, we should make programs that are a means of preaching the truth of Islam, and that remove all doubts and suspicions which can arise in the minds of young people in particular. These programs, which answer questions related to modern-day society and contemporary issues, should be produced on a regular basis by MTA. The answers given in such programs should reflect the true teachings of Islam and of our Jamaat. I would advise that such new programs should not initially be broadcast live, but should be pre-recorded. The reason for this is that there may be certain minor problems and there may be certain questions raised that the panelists are unsure of how to answer. Therefore, it is better to record them in the same way that programs like Faith Matters are pre-recorded. This will ensure that the answers given are accurate and entirely according to our teachings and traditions. If such programs can be recorded in German or French, it will also be of great benefit, both in the short and long term. In terms of French, a number of African countries are Francophone, and also French is spoken in Canada, and the same is true of certain islands. The German language is also spoken by many millions of people, both in Germany itself and also in certain other countries such as Switzerland and Austria. Thus, I would urge the local MTA studios to produce programs in these languages that are in line with what I have just said. Indeed, all the delegates should keep in view these different points when making programs for MTA. Remember that the purpose for which the Prophet Messiah ﷺ was sent to present the proper and correct image of Islam to the people of the world. In the Holy Quran, Allah the Almighty says, وَالنَّاشِرَاتِ نَشْرًا. This means, and by the forces that spread the truth and good spreading, a good spreading. In this verse, Allah has spoken of those people who proclaim and spread the message of truth far and wide, and He has granted them a very special and esteemed status. And in today's world, it is MTA that is playing a very great and prominent role in spreading the truth. In this way, all of you, no matter in which capacity you are serving MTA, are very fortunate. In this era, the Prophet Messiah ﷺ was sent to establish and revive the teachings of the Holy Quran. and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so, in this great effort and in this great mission, you are having the opportunity to help and assist. Thus, as I just said, you are all the fortunate ones who are able to share in the blessings and rewards of this noble and divine mission. Always remember just how lucky you are, no matter where in MTA you are able to serve. If you are a volunteer who stands silently behind the camera, you are very fortunate. If you are a staff member working in any department of MTA, then you are very fortunate. If you are a presenter or panelist in any MTA program, then you are very fortunate. If you are working in production and developing new techniques or are editing footage, then you are very fortunate. If you are charged with broadcasting MTA programs from the transmission department, then you too are very fortunate. Indeed, if you are able to serve in any capacity and are linked to MTA in any shape or form, then you are truly blessed. And the reason you are so lucky is that you are working towards spreading the truth. You are bringing spiritual light into the homes of people across the world. Thus, this is a very great and noble service that you are all giving, whereby you are assisting the mission of the Prophet Messiah al-Islam. And so always remember that it is a great distinction to be able to serve in such a blessed organization. May Allah grant all of you the ability to continue to work with the utmost sincerity and devotion. And may He enable you, your work, to always improve and progress in every respect. Amen. Now we shall offer silent prayer. Kindly join me in silent prayer. Ameen.